Welcome, and take a slow breath with me for a moment. Today we're sitting with a verse that feels like a quiet hand on the shoulder when life gets heavy. Psalm 34:18 is short, simple, but deeply comforting. It tells us something many people need to hear right now. God does not move away when hearts break, He moves closer. Let's start with the first part. The Lord is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart. The word nigh means near, not distant, not watching from far away, near. Close enough to hear the sigh you didn't say out loud. Close enough to notice the tears you wiped away before anyone else saw them. A broken heart isn't something God avoids, it's something He approaches. In today's world, people often feel pressure to look strong all the time. Social media shows smiling faces, success stories, perfect moments. But behind many of those smiles are quiet battles, loneliness, disappointment, anxiety, grief, or just exhaustion from trying to keep everything together. This verse reminds us that God is not impressed by perfection. He is drawn to honesty. When your heart feels cracked, that's not the moment God steps back. That's the moment He leans in. Now let's look at the second part. And saveth such as be of a contrite spirit. Contrite is an old word, but it's beautiful. It means humble, softened, aware of your need. It's the opposite of pride. A contrite spirit says, Lord, I can't carry this alone. And according to this verse, that posture opens the door for God's saving work. Notice something important. It doesn't say God saves people who have everything figured out. It doesn't say He saves the strongest, the most confident, or the most successful. It says He saves those who come to Him with humility. That's good news for all of us because let's be honest, life has a way of humbling everyone eventually. Think about how this applies today. Maybe someone listening feels like they're holding broken pieces, a relationship that didn't work, a dream that fell apart, a loss that still aches, or simply a season where nothing feels stable. The world might say, move on quickly, be stronger, don't show weakness. But Scripture says something very different. Your brokenness is not a barrier to God's presence. It's often the very place where you experience Him most clearly. God's closeness doesn't always mean instant solutions. Sometimes we expect Him to remove the pain immediately, but often He first gives us His presence in the middle of it, and that presence changes things. It brings peace where panic lived. It brings hope where despair tried to settle. It reminds us that we are not abandoned. There's also something deeply healing about knowing God understands pain. The Bible shows us a God who sees tears, hears cries, and values the human heart. You don't need fancy words or perfect prayers. Sometimes all you have is a whisper, help. And according to Psalm 34:18, that whisper is enough for Him to draw near. For today, here's a simple way to carry this verse with you. When you feel overwhelmed, pause and remind yourself God is near right now. Not someday, not when everything is fixed, right now. Whether you're driving, sitting alone, walking through a busy day, or lying awake at night. His nearness doesn't depend on your feelings, it depends on His character. And maybe you're listening and thinking, my heart really is broken. If that's you, hear this gently. Broken does not mean forgotten. Contrite does not mean weak. In God's hands, a broken heart becomes a place where healing begins. Sometimes the cracks are where the light gets in. So as we close, let this verse settle softly in your soul. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted. He saves those who come with humble hearts. You don't have to hide your pain from Him. Bring it honestly, bring it as it is, and trust that His presence is closer than you think. If this resonated with you, like, share, and subscribe for more.